The 12-year-old child is a victim of a strange disease which causes him to go into a coma. In the stage where doctors themselves also become dependent on God, because this happens only when all the treatment of doctors spreads. If God wants, then any patient comes out of the coma even in 1 or 2 days, and if he does not want, then the patient slowly goes into the mouth of death with every day. According to one figure, only one of the 2 humans is able to come out of the coma, and if the same person does not come out of the coma for 4 days, then the chances of his escape are not left. A similar condition was the case of Martin Pistorius, who was completely healthy until January 1988 and was also spending his life with joy. But one day, suddenly, he comes back from school and tells his mother that there is a strange burning sensation in his neck. The mother is upset to hear this, but she does not know at all that this problem of her child is going to ruin their lives in no time. This does not pass even a month. When this burning sensation in the neck first weakens Martin's body, and then it gradually also starts affecting him mentally. The ability to understand things, from forgetting to thinking, is over, and as long as Martin's house and doctors connect these links, the 12-year-old child goes into a coma before they can figure out what was happening to him. However, during the treatment and just before going into a coma, doctors had done several tests on him, in which they suspected that Martin might have cerebral tuberculosis or diseases like cryptococcal meningitis. But in reality, doctors could not find out which disease Martin was a victim of. On the other hand, Martin, who had already gone into a coma, was now not showing any improvement in his condition. The doctors understood that whatever will happen now, will happen only by the will of God. Meaning, only a miracle could revive that living corpse once again. Otherwise, Martin's death was being ensured with every passing day. Therefore, doctors suggested to Martin's family that if they want, they can take Martin home and do whatever they can for him, because now, well, there was no way left in medical science to bring 12-year-old Martin back. He was, in essence, alive only in name. Actually, he had become a living corpse, but they must have heard the word of his family. To say that this is only a word, but if we tell the truth, our real world is our family, and how is that? A sample of this was also presented by Martin's family. Even after the doctor's prognosis, this family did not give up. Martin's family started praying for his recovery. They brought him home and did whatever they could to fix him. The parents, the siblings, everyone in the family did their best so that Martin could be alive once again. Although the family was engaged in fixing Martin with all their loyalty, even after 5 years of hard work, there was no improvement in Martin's condition. Even after 5 years, Martin was nothing more than a living shell. Eventually, the time came when the family started rising above emotions and accepting the truth. Perhaps he would never be able to recover. After 5 years, everyone had agreed somewhere that everything was over now. This was the reason that the first 5 years passed in blessings and hard work. Martin's family took care of him for the next 7 years, but also prayed that Martin would get rid of this problem. They hoped that at least he would find peace in death, because by now, 12 years had passed, and that child of 12 years had reached 25, still bedridden. His own parents were also getting old. So, think about it, in all these years there hasn't been a glimmer of hope for Martin's survival. In such a situation, which family wouldn't start wishing for their members' peace more than anything else? The years had taken a toll on everyone, not just Martin. His parents, once vibrant and full of life, now bore the weight of time and sorrow. The siblings, who had grown up with dreams and aspirations, found themselves anchored by the relentless reality of Martin's condition. The house, once filled with laughter and joy, now echoed with the silent prayers and whispered hopes of a family clinging to the last threads of faith. Each day was a battle, not just for Martin but for everyone who loved him. But then, for one day, the day also came in the life of this family, when everyone was surprised when after 12 years, suddenly his Martin came to the host. Seeing this, the family did not understand anything at first. Everyone just hugs him and starts crying. The family, as if all the troubles had ended in a single moment, and it seemed as if this story had become a happy ending. But this story is not over. In fact, it was just beginning to unfold in ways no one could have anticipated. Whatever Martin told when he came out of the coma, it added a new chapter to this story, A chapter filled with unexpected revelations and emotions. When he told the story of the last 10 years, it was as if time itself had stood still, waiting for him to return. He revealed that he regained his senses only after 2 years of going into the coma, a period that felt like an eternity. He was alive once again, breathing in the air of a world that had moved on without him. He was feeling everything that was around him, every texture, every sound, every scent. The sound of people talking, their smell would be heard and felt by him, creating a sensory overload. But he could not see anything, nor did he move his hands and feet, which he tried very well to shake but to no avail. He felt that there was a fog in his mind, a dense mist that clouded his thoughts and perceptions. Then there was a darling shadow everywhere, as if he was dreaming, a dream that he couldn't wake up from. Think of what must have been passing on Martin at that time, the confusion, the fear, the frustration. When he was hearing all the things around him but could not see anything, it was like being trapped in a sensory prison. And he could not even move and could not tell anyone that he was alive, a silent scream trapped within his mind. After coming into it, Martin also told that his family started to accept his return. In the same way, in the dreadful world on the other side, he himself accepted the truth that now, he will never be able to wake up from this sleep. It was a harsh reality, and there will always be imprisonment in the mysterious world in which he could only hear everything around him, but could not see anything. The darkness was overwhelming, and he would never be able to tell anything to anyone. His voice was trapped inside, so whenever something happened around him, he would have been happy to hear it, the laughter and joy, and sometimes he would cry loudly, feeling the weight of his emotions, and sometimes he would go into depression, sinking into a deep sadness. Because once Martin had heard his mother saying that she wished, Lord Martin relieved this pain, which had shocked him very deeply. It was a moment of profound realization, but in those 10 years, over time, he also understood that his family never thought badly about him. Rather, the truth was that while he was struggling with this pain, his family also used to suffer the same. They shared his burden, then his mother was forced to think so out of sheer desperation and love. Although Martin was not able to speak and shake, there was no day when he did not try, sometimes to move his fingers, sometimes to open his eyes so that he could give a gesture that he was alive. Even strange in his mind, please like and subscribe to Knowledge Addictor.